Hey guys, this is Unpunk bringing you a little tutorial on how you can save Klaus pretty easily within 75 minutes. This is going to be what, in my opinion, is one of the hardest challenges to do for the bad elite character, so I wanted to make sure that when I got this done, I could show you guys some tips and tricks on how to easily do this. So what you're going to want to first do is make sure you are killing zombies as quickly as possible for the first 5 rounds. So push them as quick as possible, get this power open, get these bunker doors open, and start killing them as quickly as possible. I didn't quite do it the entirety of this first few rounds, but if you go up to the Santa's Workshop room with all of your players, there's only 2 spawn points for the zombies, and they will spawn a lot quicker than in any other part of the map or if you were separated up. So you'll see here, I am up here. I also bring in satchel charges as they come in handy a lot within zombies, so if you have them unlocked, I'd highly recommend putting them on your class. As well as I use the Free Fire class to have extra damage and the Pack-a-Punch guns on demand. And also I use Resilient Armored Up and the Mark II upgrade, so that way you have those upgrades on demand. That's the class I use because I find it is probably the best for me, and I definitely find that it helps out a lot in tight situations and during certain rounds, so you can skip the rounds quicker. Once you complete round 5 though, have 2 players come down here, just like in my last story up to round 16 with these bombers. You're going to want to save them, so you're going to need to take off the heads of 3 of them and have 1 player take them away to the morgue for 3 of them, and the other player will take the remaining one that has the bomb on it over to the laboratory area. You're going to want to take it over there so you can unlock the shock core. It's pretty easy to do this, but you need to make sure you are good at it and knocking that bomb off. You're going to get these 3 guys easily. If they're not following you too, I found that you can just shoot them once with your pistol in the chest or leg, and it won't kill them, but it will make them follow you. So if you're having trouble getting them on 1 player, tell that 1 player shoot 1 or 2 to get them off. You're going to pull these guys on over to the morgue and train them over here. If you guys don't know how to do this strat, just go check out my round 16 video and you'll see a more in-depth guide on how you get these bombers without their bombs and getting them to the shock core and all of that. Next, once that shock battery bomb is dropped over there next to that core and ready to go, don't shoot it yet, just leave it there for the time being and bring that 4th bomber zombie over here to the Pack-a-Punch. You're then going to need to have 1 player hold all of those zombies while the other player goes and meets up with one of your other players that was training zombies during this round and is starting the upgrade for the Tesla gun, or rather the start of the Tesla gun. That player should be done in the basement already, or close to done in the basement at that point, and you should be able to then move it over to the laboratory side, so that way it can spawn in one of the big brute like zombies to open up your core battery down there for the Pack-a-Punch zombie. You're then going to just have 1 player, whoever you want, to take this big guy over to the Pack-a-Punch area, and this will keep you on round 6. What you're going to have done is that other player that was charging the Tesla gun is just going to continue to do that and work out that step, and the player from the top that has more zombies will start working on that at the same time as you are doing this as well. Doing multiple things at once is key to getting this done early. You're then going to take this big guy out of here and make sure you do kill him or get him far enough away so he won't interfere with you. I just went ahead and killed him with some melees and got him to run, smacked him in the back, and it did take a few seconds and a little bit of training around here, but it wasn't too bad and I got him killed. Next, once he is done, you're going to need to get all these zombies right in this area, activate the trap and run on through. If you have 2 zombies next to each other and they get killed by the saw trap pretty close to this, it will activate it. They don't need to be directly next to it, but close to it. As you see there, one of the zombies ran a little bit away, so we didn't get both charges in 1 activation, but it's completely possible to get that in 1 activation. If you don't get it the first time with all 4 zombies, you can go ahead and do it on a later round. It is no fret, no need to restart. You will have more time to take care of that. Once that is done, you will be able to finish the Tesla gun. At this point, you should be done with the Tesla gun by the end of round 6, and you will go ahead and kill this Brenner zombie, Brenner flamethrower guy that will spawn. Once he is done, you're going to want to make sure 1 person grabs his head and heads on over to start the Moon Core. They're going to want to grab his head and a Tesla gun. Make sure that you have both so that you save time. I didn't do it in this game here as I messed up, but you just go over here, you unlock this Moon Core and get that set up to charge and ready to go. After this, you're going to want to get some zombies away from this if you can, and start the tower defense on round 7 or 8 here, so that way it is still on round 8 or 9 when you are done with the first stage of it. When you are done with this first stage, it is ideal to have monkeys so you can have someone throw them at the front side of the bridge behind you here, and that will be able to distract them longer so you don't kill as many in this round. But it is not too crucial to worry about the rounds as long as you do not hit round 10 while this step is active. That is crucial to do here because you're going to want to use all of your round 10 zombies, the pest zombies, to charge the blood trap. During this step, while you are defending this, you're going to want to have someone unlock the blood core and get that placed in its spot, and another player can be over here with the Zeppelin active shooting the Zeppelin core down, and a third player can be here in the courtyard with the fourth player that just finished defending the tower and get this courtyard trap done to get your Moon Core upgrade done. You can either get it done in one or two runs, so if you don't get it done the first time you activate the trap, totally okay, just take a second time around and you'll be able to get it done at any round. It's really not a big deal to this one, as most of you probably know this is the easiest upgrade to do. Once you are done with that, you have your blood core activated and ready to go. You're just going to proceed to round 10 so that way you can fill up the pest zombies and get that blood core done on round 10, and you will be about halfway or more done with this Easter egg. At this point, probably running in about 35 to 40 minutes is a good time frame at this step, maybe even a little earlier. I don't remember the exact time in my game here that I was at. But once you're done with that, we had lost a player, we had lost our fourth here, so we were down one person, but that didn't knock us out. We kept pushing through and still got this done at 1 hour and 10 minutes, just about 1 hour and 11 minutes. So we had 2 players here at the start of round 10 in the morgue training around so that we could charge this once and get the second charge from the zombies that were going to be in the pack-a-punch area. So you'll see here we train around until we get enough zombies. You're going to want between 6 and 8 zombies for this trap to be able to be activated and for it to glow green. As soon as you get that ready and you get those zombies in there, run by that trap, get that activated, and you can get the first charge done right away, pretty easy, and then the second charge you can get shortly after, either in this same activation of the trap. If not, wait for the trap to cool down and go ahead and bring your train from Pack-a-Punch in and do the same thing to charge that up. Pretty easy to do this on round 10 as long as you have your 2 trains so that the zombies don't die too quick. Next, on round 11 through 14, you're going to want to be getting your big guys over here in the lab and charging that up, which is pretty simple and self-explanatory to get that finished, as well as finish your moon upgrade if you have not done that one, and ideally start doing your core charges so that way you don't have to go too long without having upgraded Teslas. As soon as you are done with that core, you can go ahead and move on here to doing the swords. While someone is doing the swords, ideally have just one person doing the swords. If you shine that light on it, a tip there on each side, they will not close, so you will have as much time as you need to work on these without having them close on you and having to worry about going rounds. So you can have one player working on getting the sword done, one player can be getting the paintings done at this point in the game, so you can write down your codes. That can be done at any point in the game if you have a Brenner head and you have a player not worrying about anything at the moment. As soon as you have that last Zeppelin, that will be what one of your players will be focusing on for round 10 to round 14. Then you're going to come down here and enter in your code, and you're going to activate the first voice of God. This point you should be done with all of your upgraded guns. If not, maybe one of them needs to be finished upgrading or getting a couple more zombies, etc. in there, but you should be pretty much done at this point, or right around round 14, with that and have your swords ready. Record in all of those steps for that should be done during this sometime. Really doesn't matter for those because they are not very time sensitive. They're very quick steps for most of the rest of the Easter eggs that I don't cover. It's mostly the upgrades that are hard to do. You're going to grab your swords with all your players over here. I recommend the melee perk if you are on round 15. You're going to just come up here and you're going to get all your kills from round 15. If you have 3 players here in a 3-player game, you should have 2 to 3 extra zombies at the end of this round and have this thing filled. And then you'll have 1 player that it is recommended to have your music off so you can hear the ticking, tapping noise from the record player a lot easier. Have 1 player run off with the zombies and the other player can just listen to this noise and get that last voice of God code all set up and ready, written down so they can go put it in down in the salt mine chamber area. And you'll be basically ready to do this Easter egg. Soon as you get your code, which was mine was 3223, you're going to want to have your other players charging up the last few batteries to get the upgrades for the Teslas. This is best done with upgraded guns, free fire, and or your monkeys. So try and use those players that have those items or abilities ready to defend these and alternate off if needed. The second voice of God didn't show up with a prompt there, which kind of confused me, but it was pretty easy to figure out that it worked because it didn't tell me the machine needed to be reset. It's another way to easily tell if you did it correctly. It will not say machine resetting. As soon as you're done with this, make sure you're grabbing your cores and you're getting your upgraded guns. You can have 1 to 3 of your players defending the batteries while they are being charged, and have 1 player going and grabbing each of the Tesla guns at this point now that the chandelier is ready to be shot, and they can be grabbing the upgraded Tesla guns one at a time to shoot that chandelier. As soon as you're done with those 4 chandeliers, you go into your boss fight just like normal. You're gonna kill them running rounds and doing it the quickest you can, which is all up to the way you do it. So do it the best you know how. That's completely up to you guys. You should have 15 or so minutes at this point to do this boss fight, and I completed it in just about 10 with my 3-man team, so it is pretty easy to do. Once you are done with that, you are all set and this Easter egg is complete. As you'll see in just a minute here, as soon as this cutscene ends, we did get the trophy for under 75 minutes. We only had 3 players in the game. One of my players also completed the no downs in this, because if you have a good enough team and you are strategizing correctly, you can also complete other ones as well. It is hard to do the no challenge or the no specials, mods, and consumables in this one, so I wouldn't recommend that, but the no downs is easily doable with it. You'll see I leave game here to check out the time, and it took us 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 25 seconds. If this video did help you out, make sure to drop a like, and we'll see you guys soon.